Hey guys, I'm back with another weekly training log on the Juggernaut Powerbuilding AI.
So day 1 of week 2 is done. It was straight across sets for bench, so I did 65 kilos, which is 140 something pounds for 4 sets of 12. Tricep did not get as pumped today, so I'm pretty excited about that. Really focusing on not squeezing with my left hand as much.
And I try to make every rep look the same. Here's how I get my dumbbells up for a superset of overhead press with tricep kickback. And of course, end the day with some calisthenics because I have some leftover energy.
You know I got a thing for you, baby girl, and I'm the only nigga in the way, girl. We can be more than friends, and friends that fuck, get all them pins. Pain never fail, got a kid for the death, let me show you the will. I can force you to kick, but I can show you the way. It only gotta last for the day, we just keep moving like that. Make me wonder if you real how you do it like that. I ain't through with you yet. Stay right here, don't go, no, stay right there.
And of course, calisthenics is not on the Powerbuilding AI, but if I'm not feeling super fatigued, I definitely love to throw some of that in. And then I had a client and friend come in from Arizona, so I trained 2 days with her. We spent some time at SoCal Powerlifting. Thank you so much for letting us come down, Zach. Just a little second ago, you saw a superset of close grip lat pull downs with hammer curls. And then moving into the next lower day, it was straight across sets, 4 sets of 12 on high bar squat. It's definitely challenging, but I felt like it was more doable this week than in the previous week. With Heather, we spent a lot of time just working out, eating, more eating, and spending time in Huntington Beach. And I bought a super cute dress, and I'm not the girly type, but I thought this dress was really cute, so I really appreciate her coming down. And then back to regularly scheduled stuff in my garage gym, back to an upper day, and here I'm doing some bench and all of the supersets that go along with this day as well. I love the upper power building days because you get a good pump and it's never nearly as exhausting as the lower days, but not really looking forward to tomorrow because that is the deadlift and the squat day. But today felt really, and again, because the upper day felt really good this week, I had a little more extra energy and I have to, be extra. And I thought I'd throw in this little calisthenics leg toe to bar up to L-sit pull up. I thought I was feeling super energetic and that I could get more than 2 sets of 5, but I ended up doing 1 set of 5 and 1 set of 4. But at the end of your workout, if you're feeling like you can do some extra stuff, go ahead and toss in some extra fun stuff that you like doing. So we are on day 5 of week 2, the hardest day of the week in my opinion, which is the deadlifts followed by the high bar pause squats. So what I like to do before I jump into my training is I like to go on my laptop because it's just easier for me. I like to write down my numbers on a piece of paper because I'm gonna be 43 years old. I'm still old school. I like to have things in a notebook, and I use my phone for recording and for music. So I like to put it on a piece of paper and use the program in the laptop. So if we go to week 1, I had a top set of 10 and I ended up doing 137.5. It rounds up to 138, and then that gave me my drop sets. So I thought this week would be a straight across sets, but it is not. It's a 1x10 with 0 reps in reserve. So just based on last week and based on, I don't know how I'm gonna feel as warm-ups go, I like to give myself 3 options. The lower option being if I did 137.5 last week, I don't feel so great, and then maybe my 0 reps in reserve is 140. That gives me my drop down sets here. Middle of the road, I plug in 142.5, and that changes my drop down sets to 127.5. And then let's just say I'm feeling freaking fantastic, which ideally I'd like to hit 145 today. That populates my drop down sets to 130. And then just based on the week before, I plug in the numbers here. Again, these can change. I give myself about 2 to 3 options, write it in a notebook, and then circle the option that I go with. And then I come back here and then plug in the numbers that I actually use. That this way it populates in for the following week. And that's how I like to do it.
absolute hardest part about deadlift day after you do your top set. You've essentially just like blown your wad. So the drop sets are incredibly freaking hard. It's sometimes I'm just like, I need to drop to. So just so you guys know, I am not some kind of robot. I had down sets of 130 kilos. After my top set, I had 3 sets of 10 with 130 kilos. I was able to do 2 sets with 0 reps in reserve, but I knew there was no way in hell I was going to be able to do another set of 10, so I dropped to 120 kilos and finished my 3rd set. So I will still put that I did 130 kilos in my Excel sheet, but I will adjust the fatigue rating to a 5. This way it my numbers for the following week.
And of course, you're watching my last set of high bar pause squats. I widened my stance a little bit just to start training a wider stance squat, which I've been wanting to do the last couple training cycles. So we're gonna see how that goes going forward. It still took me about an hour and 40 minutes to get through day 5, so still a long one, but I was still able to complete it.
So guys, just food for thought. Get your mind right, because sometimes your body lies to you. I know for me, when I have a top set, I have a plan A, plan B, and plan C, just depending on how I feel and how warm-ups are going. But sometimes you can already start talking yourself out of the top set that you have in mind, your plan A, because you wake up, you're tired, you didn't get your breakfast wasn't as good as you wanted it to be. Warm-ups might not feel as sharp as you want them to be. So, you know, make sure that you get your mind right, because your body is capable of a lot of.
Thank you guys so much for watching week 2 of my training log. If you are interested in signing up for Powerbuilding AI, you will see a link in the description. Also, if you have any questions or comments, go ahead and type it below and I will answer any questions that you guys have. And thank you so much again for watching, and until next week.